Good evening, guys, on Sunday evening. Wondering if you are all ready for another week to go kick some butt. Anyways, so this isn't a business talk tonight, but I want to tell you the different differences I found in different experiences and things I never would have imagined would have come up in my life. So, I'm going to tell you a little bit about this weekend, okay? And there is reasoning for this. Even if you don't do the business, there really is a diamond in the rough for all of this because that's what I titled tonight. So, a couple years ago, when I say this over and over again, I honestly did not know who I was, what I wanted to be, what my purpose was, what my strengths were, didn't believe I had talents, had the hardest time looking in the mirror thinking that I had nothing to give this world, let alone the family that I have, okay? And time went on, and I had this business opened up to me. And I want to tell you the things that I have learned this weekend, okay? Because it was a really, really, really touching weekend. I had the ability, I earned being able to go to this retreat. Not everybody in the company that do this, that are amazing rock stars themselves, earned it. And I had the privilege of earning it. And the people above me were so amazing and so awesome. They paid for us to stay in this really nice resort. So as we went on this weekend trip, to be honest, I was really nervous. I kind of doubted myself a little bit if I really deeply earned this or not. And I really worried about how girls were going to get along for a few days in the resort. Growing up, I did not get along with women at all. The type of people that I hung around were the boys in school just because girls were full of drama. And so I was really worried of what to expect on this trip. I had my really, really good friends, and then I had ones that I wasn't as close to, and I didn't know what to expect. Usually my brain always goes to, it's going to be bad, you're going to get jealous, you're going to get insecure, like there's so many better, higher potential people there. And so I had it made up in my mind that it was going to be, a little bit nerve-wracking, but I also told myself we were going to have some fun. To tell you the truth, we had some amazing, and I might start getting emotional and crying about this. We had some amazing connecting moments on this trip, okay? And it wasn't just learning how to connect, but I got to stand back and watch certain ladies in my group be able to realize that they are loved, they are cared about, they are accepted, and to be able to have me see them a different way and figure out how to help people feel and see of their worth this weekend. So as we're all trying to figure out how to fit 6 people in this condo area and stuff, we figured out that 3 of us were going to sleep in a king-size bed, squish in. Another one was on a blow-up mattress, and then the other 2 were on a pull-out couch. And we made it work, and I'm so glad that we did because... And I'm not going to tell you detail just for the privacy of my friends because I haven't gotten their permission to share each individual stories of theirs. But when we got there, of course, the first thing that you start out doing is everybody's kind of worried about what everybody's thinking, if they feel accepted, if they're a part of something. And I've never looked at myself as being something that somebody would look up to or as a leader. But the amazing thing was nobody looked at anybody as higher rank, as a leader, or better than anybody else. But the amazing thing that happened was there was one of them that was really, really struggling. And I had gotten this feeling inside. I hadn't really connected with this person quite yet. She's on my team, absolutely love her to death, but she has told us how guarded she is. Her and I kind of have a lot of the same background. All of a sudden, after dinner, felt that there was something a little bit different and odd going on, that maybe she wasn't feeling super great inside. I had no idea what was going on, but I had the feeling I should just wrap my arms around her. As I wrapped my arms around her, the rest of our team did the exact same thing. And you guys, what I want to tell you is never have I ever imagined that this type of a company would do so many different things in my life. And I'm not here to give you a sales pitch. I'm just here to tell you that sometimes things in life seem like they're out of this world. No way in heck would we ever do it, ever see ourselves somewhere else, be able to be love something enough because we've heard something bad about it, we've experienced bad things in life, and so we've completely stayed and been super guarded because we couldn't ever imagine something being greater than what we see it as. And not just this weekend, I've had many opportunities the last 2 years to be able to learn so much. This business, I would say, has had its hand in saving my marriage because it pulled me out of my comfort zone to believe that great things can happen from hard things. It opened my husband's eyes to see a different part of me that he's never seen before, that he realized, okay, maybe I have problems too that we need to get changed. It's helped me to realize that I have the capability to be a better mom, a different person than I ever imagined that I could be. It gave me enough courage because I had to talk in front of people that I am not a bad person and I don't have to sit here and try to please people over and over again because people like me for me and that I'm enough, that I got enough courage to start doing trauma therapy. And from then on, that trauma therapy helped build even more confidence in me, more reassurance, having me be more open, taking my walls down, not being so guarded. And so what I'm saying to you is something I completely imagined in my life that would, in my mind, do very little for me or nothing at all has made all the difference in my life, that it's pulled my family closer. So here's another thing. I used to have a really, really, really good, strong relationship with my parents. And as I went through trauma therapy, it brought up some scary thoughts and feelings in my mind where I became guarded with family that's always protected me and always been there. But I kind of transitioned my thinking, my thoughts and feelings. And because of that, because of my healing started to progress, my family members were still in the same area that they were before. So our relationships became different. As time went on, our relationship pulled far and far and far apart to the point where I didn't really want to be around my parents and I struggled with them. So after time, I kept getting this feeling. Everything was starting to kind of crumble in my life because I needed my parents. And this feeling kept coming to me, Lisa, you need to make things right with your parents. And I tried and it failed. And I tried and it failed. And I tried and it failed. And I couldn't figure out what was going on. Couldn't figure out why I couldn't do better in this, and I couldn't do better in this because I had emotional things that were tying me down. I had forgiveness that I had to figure out. I had to become humble. I had to be more open to making change myself and realizing that I got to love other people with where they're at. even if they're not in the same place as me. So the feeling kept coming stronger. You need to make your relationship stronger with these people because one of them might pass away. And so a week before my dad got the news that he might not make it, my husband ended up giving him a call. They wanted to go out to dinner, and I had this gigantic panic attack. And I thought about everything I was failing and struggling with in life because I knew that the devil did not want me to make it right because he knew that it would open up some more avenues. Anyways, we ended up having a talk, and it started to go south, and it went up and down, up and down. Long and short of it is we were able to mend bonds that we haven't been able to have for a whole entire year, one that I never thought we could mend again. We were able to see those shiny new things again, the excitement, the happiness, and being able to just mend just like that. A week later, my dad was diagnosed with congestive heart failure and AFib. Later, did we find out that his heart wasn't at a 20%, it was at a 10% in failing and of being able to work. And I knew right then and there that sometimes we can't see the greatness or the purpose or the great stuff in things because it's hidden. But God knows that there's a reason and there's a purpose for us to keep trudging through, or for us to do things that are uncomfortable, or for us to do things that are scary, because there's always rewards at the end. It means there's growth. It means that things can be broken, things can be mended, and ugly things can become beautiful and whatever. So my dad's doing okay right now, but my mom didn't know if she should come on this trip. Months and months and months before that, I was kind of nervous about her coming on the trip because our relationship was rocky. I was nervous about a few other people to come on the trip because our relationship was kind of rocky. Going on this trip this weekend was earned. It was amazing. A lot of it was paid for. But that's not what I learned. Looking at a diamond, you think of all the most amazing things that it gives and that it shines off and you know what you can get from it. Or you can look at a rock of where it's made but not see the diamond and see all the ugly things from it. So what I'm telling you is what do you get from certain things that happen in your life? We were talking about that with my kids tonight, and we've been having the most hardest time with them. And I sat there and told them what I learned this weekend from the amazing trip that I went on. I told them about the relationships that were mended with friends, the relationships that became closer with already made friends, the relationships that happened with people that I didn't even know, the hearts, the love, the kindness, the acceptance, the testimony that I gained even more with my Heavenly Father. And the amazing thing is I came out realizing I went there and came back better than I had left. And that's what you want to wake up doing every single morning, is waking up and ending your day better than you had started it. And you may not be able to change the situation. You may not be able to change how other people are acting, but you can change the way that the energy you give off. You can change the way that you react and respond. You can change the way that you look at people or the expressions that you have on your face. And then realize at the end of all of your hard work of doing that, or even just trying and believing for it to work, that amazing things come from it. So I'm going to wake up tomorrow. I'm going to wake up with anxiety. I need to get this done, or this relationship isn't exactly where I want it. But as long as we're trying and believing that something great can come out of whatever it is that we're going to do tomorrow, that no matter how hard we try or what we do, our day is going to end better than what we started it. We can find the good in the bad, the pretty in the ugly, the happiness in the anxiety, and be able to make life what we want it to be. I am grateful for this experience this weekend because I went into it thinking, oh, we'll learn a lot of amazing business stuff. But what we ended up learning was how to connect, how to become better, how to see ourselves differently, how to see others differently. One thing before I end my life tonight, just because it's a little fun and kind of showing something that you can overcome, whether you're by yourself or with other people, making something that seems ugly and scary to something pretty and happy. I don't know if you guys have ever done an escape room before, and I was absolutely terrified. I don't like haunted houses. I don't like going to anything that's like super scary, but yet I can watch gory and scary shows on TV because I know it's fake. But when I'm in it, it freaks me out even more. Anyways, we went to this escape room, and it was at the end of everything we did. The next day, which was today, we'd be flying home from Arizona. And it's something that you have to do with teamwork. Usually when something gets hard, I just kind of pull away and let other people figure it out. The amazing thing that happened from this was something I completely, again, that was so unexpected is most people don't make it out. They can't figure these things out. And that's what we were told, at least with the one we were doing. And we made it out with a minute to spare. The great thing about this was, you guys, is such different personalities, such broad ranges of insecurities, each of us doubting ourselves, each of us being in different places in our lives, physically, mentally, spiritually. We put all of that aside. Didn't sit there and think about religion or race or the differences of how much we did like each other or how we didn't or whatever it was. We had one thing in mind, and that was getting to the end together. Instead of sitting there and mapping it out, okay, you're going to be good at this and you're going to be good at that. Everybody just kind of pulled together and were able to think and figure out together without discussion. We just went right ahead and started doing it. If you put your brakes on in life and you sit there and you tell yourself, I will be better when, or it will get better when, or I can't have happiness in life because of past experiences, you're always going to find that break that is too hard to maneuver or move forward with because you're stuck in one spot. If you've ever found yourself not understanding why you can't move any further in life, it's because you're unwilling to grow, unwilling to change, and unwilling to do anything different. You find yourself in that position, rethink things. You have the ability to restart, put your gauge back into neutral. Take a moment to think and meditate on what is it that you need to do to change with yourself, not anybody else. And then start making a change and make a difference. Take your brakes off and run and go for it. So figure out what your diamond in the rough is. Figure out how you want it to look like, what it's going to feel like, how it's going to taste, where you're going to be, and do it.